Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Today we have the very first episode of our channel, and I'm really happy and super excited to welcome the first guest here. This is a charming lady whose name is Iryna Mazur. Hello, Iryna. How are you today?
Hello. Nice to see you. Nice to see you after a long break. We haven't seen each other. Yeah, and I'm really happy to be the first here at your channel.
Great, thank you so much. Let's start with some basic information. Could you please tell us what is your hometown and where are you based now?
I was born in a tiny village in Ukraine, and I really miss it right now. Um, Now I am like almost for 4 years. In August it's gonna be 4 years when I live in Poland, and I immigrated so that to have like I was looking for a better life for myself and for my children, to find some opportunities, and I'm still looking maybe for some of them, but now I'm here where I am.
Right. We should mention that Ira has got 4 kids, and this is unbelievable. I have two, and it's like too much. Lots of responsibilities, and four. This is really.
Yeah, I've always been, like super responsible. I'm the oldest child in the family, the oldest daughter, and I always took care of my younger brother. And maybe like this is in my just in my in myself, in my blood, and I like used to I got used to take care of everyone. And one of my sides maybe like I am mom, and even when I teach my students, very often like my mentors told me that you treat them like you are a mom, even in this side, in of my career.
Yeah, I guess that mother helps when you have children. It helps understand how kids, like their psychology, how they learn. So when we teach kids, it really helps.
Yeah, sure.
Good. What do you do for a living? Tell us about your main job, main occupation.
Now I work in public school. In Poland, we have got like primary public school, which is from the first to eighth class. And I work as an English teacher. I also work as a teacher, like lecturer, teacher of English on courses after like it's like my part-time job in the second part of the day. And also I work as a tutor, private tutor, and I'm making my first steps in language coaching. So for me, it's something new, and I'm really excited about this. And when you are learning something new or you're doing something for the first time, you feel like you are developing still, because when you I've been teaching young kids for a long time, and at some moment I felt like I know a lot about it, and I want to open like something new for myself. And I've been always scared of teaching adults, and language coaching is like completely something different, because I'm working with like making my first steps in teaching, doing my first steps in teaching adults, and connected with language coaching now.
Sounds amazing, actually. Combining all these areas, it's really nice. Okay, let's take a step back into your educational background. Could you please tell us what sparked your curiosity in English? Like, when did you understand that English would be your full-time job, that you would dedicate your whole life to English, to teaching English?
I think it's everything comes from our childhood, because I know that I've always wanted to become a teacher. And teacher of English was like for me like an example. I always wanted to follow her, how she was dressing up. I liked her boots very much. I was like observing her like a student, and she was an example for me. And I am a child. I left school in 2001, and those times were, really tough. And English it was something like privilege. I don't know, maybe only I couldn't. We didn't have a possibility in our at place where I was born. I didn't have a lot of possibilities, to find a tutor or to have a big choice of them. And this teacher of English, she was like one of the like bright sun for me. And I took an example of her behavior of everything. And I also remember her words, which influenced me so much. And very often, I think about this. She told me, "Oh, Ira, you've got such a nice Oxford accent." I didn't remember, like, was it really like this or not? But even for now, I remember these words, and they inspired me so much that I decided to okay, so this is what I and plus my desire, to become a teacher. Besides, I was really poor in math. And all the jobs connected with math for me like I didn't pay attention to them, like that's why I was looking for like something which will and beside, I was always thinking about living abroad. Like I was thinking about the USA, yes, but it was like I was thinking that this was like now I understand, and maybe it somehow, we have got all these karma things, all these maps when we and I think I want to live abroad, and I was imagining how my friends, how my family come to visit me. um so here I am. I'm not far away from my country, but still in another place. And yes, and I use English very often, yeah, in my life. And those teachers' words. Now I understand how much do we influence our students.
Mhm.
Only praise, one sentence changed my life, yeah, completely.
This teacher, this is your tutor, right?
This is my school teacher, actually.
Okay. I wanted to ask a question about the like. Let's compare the materials that we have in those days and now. Has the materials and the methods changed a lot? If you compare yourself as a schoolgirl, and which materials and which tools did your teacher use, and how has it changed right now?
Oh, yeah, it changed greatly. But you know what? I think now that we are overloaded
Mhm.
with all this stuff, and it's really difficult to find something you really want to, like you really need to, or before you will have found like all this stuff, you will be like we're easily distracted by different things, and it's hard to find. At those times we had what we have got Plahotnick's books,
Mhm.
like textbooks. And I also remember that my teacher were buying Digest. It was like magazine English. It was called Digest, and she has got like we were reading. She was underlining like there were huge articles, and we were used. It was like this materials which we can use extra.
Mhm. Authentic material.
Yes, authentic materials, and there were like some what else? I was just thinking there was something more, but then don't remember exactly. But I remember for 100% about this magazine. Yeah, it was like school magazine, digest, and we used it a lot with our lessons.
So listening, there used to be cassettes, cassette recording. Yeah.
Yeah, cassettes recording. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Now everything is so simple. You just click a button and you have everything on YouTube or just on your computer. Yeah. Okay.
But still we need a teacher for this.
Of course.
Even though, yes, I was thinking very like we're often about this when even we have got this lots of materials, we still need someone who will like take us through it through all this stuff, and will help us to find what do you need and what is not necessary for you, for us, because like we can find everything on internet, but we can't really use it.
Mhm. So you don't believe that the job of a teacher would be replaced by robots one day?
I was really scared for, this artificial intelligence, and I made myself like to make first steps. Now I more or less use ChatGPT, some more other sites like Twee, to make my lessons, and I use them, but also you have to check what do they like provide, what kind of materials do they provide you. But even though they make our life easier, because you have got something to choose from, and it's up to you, do you use it or not? Like when I ask, for example, make a list of activities to which could be used at my English lesson with on the topic, I don't know, Easter, for example, and ChatGPT provides me with it, so I decide myself what can I use or not. So it definitely makes our life easier, but still I believe that teacher, like the person um who can help you, who can inspire you, who can like show your way from point A to point B in your learning. And because I want to learn Spanish, there are tons of materials on internet, but I don't, because I don't know where to start with what kind of thing. I don't see, like, I need a plan, and I need a person who will show me what to do.
Yeah, one more thing that artificial lacks, yeah, this is emotional side. Like teachers is a are human beings, and actually we can feel what our students need and how to deal, what kind of relationship to build with the students. And artificial intelligence cannot. Like they usually are very all these programs are very technical and sometimes repetitive. When you ask, like when you change the question a little bit so you can get the same answer but from the other perspective. Usually I use this artificial intelligence for ideas when I lack ideas for writing an essay, for example, or
Mhm.
usually for writing. So it can provide a lot of ideas because the corpora is based on academic texts, and actually it can give a lot of ideas from different sources, which is great. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, how did it happen that you got into teaching? How did you understand that you were a teacher and you were teaching other students?
Um, I think that yeah, I already told you that I always wanted to be a teacher, and you know why? One more thing that for me was like a student, that we had to sit at the desk all the time, and teacher had got the right to walk, around the classroom. And for me, it's oh my God, it's like such a freedom to walk when you want and speak. The teacher was walking and speaking, and I wanted to do the same. And later, I didn't feel myself in any other field so excited as I was in teaching. And that's why I decided to enter the university. And yeah, and I want, like, I have got written on my diploma that I am an English teacher and a foreign literature teacher as well, because like I remember, like, I like reading very much, and it's like, oh my God, I adore reading. And I liked also to discuss like what happened and have some debates maybe with my opponents. I think like this and like that. And I also liked to with my classmates and even with my teacher, and even with my university teacher, we were reading some, and books, and we were discussing a lot that I liked very much. And I also a preschool teacher, so everything was at once in one thing, that I was preschool teacher and English teacher and foreign literature teacher, and yeah, and that's all. That's all. Yeah, so I've chosen this speciality because as I told you previously, I'm bad at math. So and I didn't need to have like high math, like all this stuff, because like I hated it. That's why I decided this. But I'm really like happy that because I've chosen it, because in the future it helped me to work with young learners a lot, because later, I started working with like young learners, and this experience of making lessons, of planning lessons in Ukrainian even helped me to like, I knew a lot about psychology, and also it helped me a lot to how to build the lessons later.
Nice. Okay, so the first experience was with, right?
Excuse me.
The first experience that you had was with kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. How do you feel working with kids? For me, I feel that this is a very difficult and challenging job, and I admire all those teachers who spend a lot of time teaching kids. What about you? How do you feel about that? Do you think that it is a rewarding, challenging job?
For me, it is definitely rewarding, because kids, they have got these feelings. They are so open-hearted, they are open-minded, and they show you all your feelings, especially if they like the lesson, and they give you this hugs a lot. They give you this, so I like when I work with young learners, I feel like I have got so many roles. I'm a teacher, like I am a nurse if something happened. I have got a lot of roles, and I like it. And at some point, I often even like go down and I sit with them. I behave on the same level as I do, and I am sincere with them, um, but at the same time I want to show them like how interesting it is, like curious minds, how to open their mouth and how to show like, look, the world is so beautiful, we can learn this song, we can go there and there, and for me it's really inspiring. Of course, there are moments of like classroom management which can influence you, but just you have to know the psychology, like with any kind of group of learners. So you have to know the psychology and how to work with this, how to deal with these problems, and it's like, for me, it's just like easy, and I like this is what I like doing.
Mhm. What about now? Do you see small kids at school, in public school?
Yes, like I've been working, well, all the students, but still young learners are the most my favorite category. On the other hand, I also work with teenagers, and because at some point, I felt like I achieved, maybe, like I know everything about young learners. I want to open something more for myself. I want to develop, and that's why I went into another, like opposite side. Like I wanted to start working with adults.
Um, in terms of in terms of teaching, what is your favorite or least favorite aspect to teach? Is it about skills, or is it about some specific aspect that you prefer and you don't like?
I really like teaching vocabulary a lot. Like for me, it is maybe, like it is also connected with how I present the material, especially like I use flashcards, TPR activities. I can like even I like sitting with my students, playing games. So for me, it's vocabulary. Yeah, it is the best activity, and the least is writing. Yeah, I think just not only for me, but for a lot of teachers, like writing is the least interesting. Especially I hate checking then later. Yeah, that's
Time consuming to check, time consuming to prepare, actually, because you have to plan a lot of things, and it requires different sub skills as well when you teach writing. So
yeah.
it's difficult. Okay, tell us a little bit about your professional way. Like, how did you develop? How did you grow as a teacher? Did you take any courses, any trainings that helped you to actually become who are you right now?
Yeah, I entered the university. University, it was Oman State Teacher Training University, and it's like not also in a big city. I can't undervalue it, but like comparing like university in Kiev or something, still like I think nearly 80% or 90% of our students were from the villages. So we were like, but still it was something new for me, and I was studying very well. The later when I was on the third course, I got married, and on the first course, I gave birth to my son. So I had like a break during my studying, and when I finished, I understood at some point that I lacked some. Um, Not methodology, but theoretically, like it was okay, but I felt like I lacked practice. Yes, but I didn't have a choice. I started working, just started working right after finishing the university, and it was a big help for me. There were like a lot of books at this time from different I don't remember. Anyway, I used a lot of extra materials to make my lesson interesting. And again, the teacher, like, I got the right people at the right times in my like career. I don't say that they like changed my life completely, but they helped me. And my colleagues told me that, Iryna, I noticed that you work in such a nice way, with young learners when you were doing the lessons and preparing. And I said, okay, so maybe I can develop in this side. And I was always, like interested in this, and I was developed in this case. And later, I what happened later? I also got another son, and after my second son, I've got a daughter. So, like, I was jumping from one maternity leave to another one, but I wasn't just taking care of my kids and sitting at home all the time. I decided to develop myself, and also I started working as a private, like a teacher of English at English courses. It was something like club for young learners, something like this. And but I was a teacher there. But at the same time, I was so inspired by this idea that I wanted to have my own something like this, where I could be, I could be a teacher and headmaster at the same time, and I would like to become freelancer, but let's call it like this. But I felt like I lacked this knowledge, and I always was. Oh my God, I was always visiting online conferences. There were not many of them at those times, but still, all conferences connected with some new trends of in education. And I decided later to take a self-P course, and my parents gave me money for this, so I'm really grateful to them. And they gave me like, you can do it whatever you want. And I said, okay, I want to take self-P course. And they, what, you got 3 children already, how can you do this? And okay, I want to develop, and I know that it will help me. And I paid for the course, and I did it. And as a result, I've got SALT-P certificate and also TKT Young Learners certificate. They were like, as a result, I passed the test, and I got this too. And I think, that it's really one of the best my decisions in my life, because like it gives you proof. For me, it gave me proof that you're really worth. um, it's also a question of like self-confidence, but it helped me greatly to feel that I developed this, I can work on a high level, and I know how to do it in a right way. Because till this time, my work was a lot of intuitionally. I know how to do it, because the university didn't give me as much knowledge as I wanted. The methodology, it wasn't enough. Yes, I know how to build a usual lesson, but only even though I lack some knowledge for this. And what else? Yeah, and I've got the certificates, and of course later I wanted to do later. My plan was like to make this CELT P, then to make teens, like, because there were at those times it was like there were to these courses, and later to make CELTA. And I was really far away from Delta. I was dreaming about it, but I didn't understand why do I need it, because I didn't have adult students. So actually, I was working with students, with teens and young learners, and I feel like okay, let Celta will wait. Yeah. And at those time, I organized like my own English speaking center. It wasn't big, but it was mine. I was really happy and I was really proud of myself that, okay, I did it. And I was, I believe that it happens maybe once in your life. And I really believed in myself and in my idea. I wanted to create. I watched a lot of like examples of videos on YouTube where American, like from America, the USA, where how do they do their lessons, and I was learning how to do it, and I was copying and doing the same. How to present phonics, how to teach reading, how to conduct the lesson with young learners, because I didn't have a lot of examples at those times, yes. And I did a lot like intuitively in terms of management, prices, and the kind of how to organize it. And it survived for it's like it was for 5 years, yeah, for 5 years. And after the first year, almost like the first year, I gave birth to my first child. So I started this. I was pregnant, and then like I burned my child in March, and I was really okay. I can't, stop, because I just already started, and here my first child, and I can leave my child as well. And I have found another teacher who helped me a lot. And when my daughter, like I gave birth on in March, and in May I started working. Yes, not full time, but a couple of hours. Yes, like I couldn't stop doing, not not the first and not the second. And it was really difficult times, but later, yeah, I was really pretty happy. Everything went smoothly. I made different holidays, like parties for my kids, students who were coming. I remember there were Halloweens, fantastic holidays, like fun. And it was something that I really liked, and I was really proud of. Yeah, but COVID came, yeah, those times, and I had to, and my husband already have, like those times, he moved to Poland, he was looking for work, and it was really difficult for me to stay in Ukraine with 4 kids, especially the youngest was only 9, like I don't remember when he went when she was 9 months old. And I stayed alone, and and later I had to come back to my like main job, to school. So I came back to school. I had these courses, and I had 4 children on my hands. So it was really, really difficult for me. I'm really grateful to my parents, and my dad came to. I remember he came to, because I lived in another place, and my parents lived in another like town, 2 towns, and I was driving from between them. But yeah, I'm really thankful to them, to my parents, for help, because alone I won't survive.
It's so difficult with kids and line in like public school and your private business. A couple of questions about your school. Like, how many students did you have? Was it like a big school? And in terms of management,
No, it was.
mhm, yeah, okay, about the number of children at school. How big was it?
Yeah, it was like up to 100, I think, or up to even 80. I never had 100, but like thinking that I was alone, for me it was okay.
Yeah,
Like
but
I was the only person, I was the only one who was also having lessons, cleaning, organizing everything. It's like private tutor, but it was like, for me, it was a big part of my life. Yeah, what I did.
was it difficult to manage in terms of management? How was it? Like, which problems, which challenges did you have when running a school? Because nowadays, lots of like young
Um,
teachers and experienced teachers, they think about opening their own school and running their own business. But is it beneficial? Like, what kind of challenges did you have, and what kind of benefits did you have?
Comparing like my experience with what I see now you can, there are a lot of courses, like even freelancers or like teachers who have got their own school, they can provide you, they can buy webinar, seminar, go and see how to send the documents to this public institution, so that to have this permission to open the school, how to, and I did it myself because I didn't have such whom to ask. Yeah, so I went everything, it wasn't like business. I did everything in the right way. I paid taxes, and I remember myself when I was writing the list of this my students, and I think, oh my God, I don't believe that I'm doing this. I was scared, but at this time, I think same time I wanted to do this. I had this wish, and it was so strong that I believed that it will go, and it did. Yes, I believed in myself, in my idea so much. Sorry, that it happened so. And the what I can say now that it was worth doing. It gave me, the confidence that I can do it, what I want to. But of course, there were some. When you work alone, you don't have like a partner with whom you can discuss how to make it better, or how to, or like organize this on that, something like this. Like, and I didn't have enough experience, but I did it how I understood and how I imagined, and it worked. Yeah.
Did you have anybody from your or from your friends who supported you in this way? Because all the time you talk about like lack of experience, and you were alone and you were doing it all alone, but there should be a person who supported you in all your
Of
beginning.
course. Yeah, of course. It was my husband who helped me a lot, and it was my brother. And he was actually one of the people who lent me some money for buying some equipment. And okay, and it was, such a surprise, because I, like, for my relatives, for my parents, it was a surprise that I decided to start doing this, because, okay, why do you need this? You can go to school, like public school. Why do you have to do this? And I wanted, really. And it was example mm, of my, I know, courage, how brave I was, even no matter what was around, what was going on in the country, because I started. It was 2015. Yeah, like right after the revolution, and yeah.
Okay, and did it all finish? Like you mentioned that the school survived for 5 years. What happened in the end? Do you still?
Uh, it was my school. It was like one thing which made me stay in Ukraine. Like I didn't see a necessity to emigrate. because I've got two jobs. I've got my kids later. I got used to all this, difficult problems, and school survived. It was like doing quite well, but then COVID started, and we moved to online. And now I understand, like, I always also wanted to teach online, but I was scared, like I didn't have experience again. And thanks God, I was like, oh my God, thanks God that this COVID happened. I learned how to teach online thanks to it. Yes, it was like also one of challenges, and I managed to do it. I bought again a course. I learned how to use Zoom, how to use different platforms. There was a big amount of different materials at those times, and yeah. And when, like, it was 2020, I believe, yeah. Yeah, and we like 19 and 2020, and we decided with my husband that we can't live no longer separately with kids, because like the younger daughter, she hasn't seen him through, like, in a real life, only through the phone. So we decided it's like impossible, and it was really difficult for us. And we that's why, like, the COVID influenced it, that the school didn't have as many students as I wanted. And and I said, okay, probably it is a sign from the universe, and I have to finish, and I have to make the next step, even though it was really scary for me. And it happened. So I decided to close it, to finish, and emigrate to Poland, and like go on, like have to move on. For all the people like who emigrate, they will understand me that it's really difficult. It's really difficult, especially when you've got your business, and like your business, everything is and everything is not like as bad as it maybe, I don't know, maybe or could be. And but I decided, okay, it's difficult. I want to have my kids to have dad. I want to have their own relationship. And besides, I was tired of having all this responsibility. It was too much on my plate. And that's what the end. Yeah. And I closed the school, and in August 2019 or 20, yeah, I believe 20, I moved to Poland.
Mhm. Okay, and here comes another question about learning Polish, right? So this is a new experience for you. As a teacher, how do you evaluate this process? Was it kind of language immersion for you? Did you have any tutors? Did you take any courses? Like, as teachers, we understand how the process happens. We understand how language is learned and what you need to do. You can actually guide yourself through this process. How did you acquire Polish? How much time you needed? What
uh,
was it
yeah. Even I know that it wasn't like out of sudden I decided, to emigrate. I decided to buy some again courses, but it wasn't much valuable for me. Like I took only numbers from those, and I didn't understand how it works, like with subject pronouns. Like it was a little bit difficult for me, and I decided, okay, I will move, and I will learn it. Mm, and what and it was like, now I understand our learners, our students, when they like meet with the language, and it's like completely different. And it helped me a lot, my experience. And it was like diving into the language at first, because when I moved to Poland, I didn't like really work for, like, it was not my full time. The first year I've decided to not to like sit and wait. I beside It was like this adaptation period when you don't know what to do, and what, besides, you don't know language. And I decided to enter a school like for adults. it is called Policealna Szkola in Poland, and I decided to get another job, and I became a florist. I was learning for 1 year, and it was partly online because COVID still was, partly like we went there once or twice a month with all this stuff. And they also proposed courses, Polish courses, and in such a way I started learning Polish. And besides, like Polish was everywhere. It was easy for me, as when you learn English, you learn from maybe like from other people as well if you go to another country. And I was trying to copy, when you come to this like to shop dzień dobry, so I know how to say it, and you learn from this phrases. And Polish is very similar to Ukrainian, and for me it wasn't as difficult. Like, of course there were some difficulties with how to make like sentence when with this because they don't have this really like subject pronoun, they like you. And for example, when you speak, they don't have I go to work, so they don't have I, they say poszłam do pracy, czy coś tam. Yeah, so it's like it will be different. And I learned when I taught my student, and said, oh, you in English we have got I say yes, it is only in Polish you don't have I, you show it with the help of the ending, yes, in the verb. So it's completely, oh my God, how to learn it. But I think that I'm quite confident speaker, a user of Polish, and also when the war burst out, I completely, switched off Russian away from our life. We were watching some films on Netflix, and they were like there wasn't Ukrainian translation, so we didn't watch. Right, we didn't watch Russian. We watched Polish, and in such a way, I substituted Russian into Polish, like completely in all spheres of my life. And even it seems to me that I even forgotten how to use it. Yeah, like some time from time I hear something, but it's not very often. Yeah, and the best advice here I can give to any like learner is to put this language around you as much as you can everywhere on your phone. Try to make first steps outside, even though I remember the most difficult things for me in Polish, it was say the numbers. The numbers is like the worst thing ever because like 366, 85 is like sometimes now I can pronounce it, but in the beginning it was, oh my God, this was such, it just was, I can't say it. It was difficult to pronounce, yeah. And I got, okay, I pay by card. Don't show me like cash. I didn't take cash. I took credit card with me, and I always pay. Okay, I pay by card. No problem. Yeah, that's why like it challenges with Polish with numbers. It was a lot. Yeah. So the advice could be here, like to put the language around you, to use it as much as you can, to listen. First we have to listen, like young children. Yes, we started first, they listen. The first year they're not speaking, but they are accumulating this knowledge, and they listen a lot, and later then start using it word by word. So it's the same.
More recommendation would be to be brave, to open your mouth and to say something, because people sometimes learn and they are very afraid to use it. But yeah, you have to overcome yourself, and you have to go to the shop and like say something. Okay, it would be with mistakes, but you do it. Like, and then step by step you can overcome. I remember when we were in Poland, we used to go to the local library to borrow some books. And for me, the word book in Polish, it was a disaster. I couldn't pronounce it, this książka or something. Yeah, like it was so difficult. The same was about photography, like zdjęcie or something. I don't remember, but it was difficult, so difficult to me to pronounce. I don't know, like even now I struggle with these words, with pronunciation. But yeah, step by step, when you go to library, you have to ask for books. And yeah, my daughter helped me a lot. Yeah, she taught me how to pronounce it correctly. On the way to library, she was repeating the same words again and again, and we learned. Yeah, so
You
this
know,
is
thanks God, I haven't met people who were rude or impolite in terms of, Ukrainians, Polish people. Yes. And yeah, all of the people I already met, they were kind and, you know, like open, and they were okay. Now when I go, I live in like the shop is opposite my house, and I go there every day, like a small local shop. And they okay, what blah, blah. And we now I can even discuss like the recipes of borscht with them, and they, what, you cook it for such a long time? Is it like it takes you much time to prepare it? I say okay, yes, sure, but it's like it's borscht, it's not as easy as something like you do, maybe. And no offense to this. Yeah, but they like something. They want some fast to do it faster than Okay, yeah, and then you have such a feeling of, oh, I can do it. I can like I can speak. Can you imagine? I remember when I asked my husband, I would like to. I will go. I need to buy a ticket in the for the train, yes. And I said, I ask him, please write me, tell me how should I ask how to buy the ticket, yes. And okay, and on my way I go and I repeat, okay, can I have a ticket, can I have a ticket, back, like in Polish it is, czy mogę, poproszę o bilet tam i z powrotem, nie, powrotny, jakby how, like, to and from.
yeah.
Okay. And of course, I will forget this phrase. And I was again say, okay, phone, Google, how to say this. Yeah. But all the people were so kind to me that they always helped me. Okay, you want to take it here, you pay this way. And yeah, the one more thing which is difficult for me, it was I was looking for hair conditioner, shampoo and hair conditioner, and they don't have hair conditioner, they have got odżywka. Oh my God, what is odżywka? What is it? Where is hair conditioner? I can't find it. It's completely different. Yeah, but in terms also, if we are talking today about teachers and teaching, like my kids also have got very nice teachers. I remember my son, he finished about the fourth class, but in Poland he went to the third class. And the teacher, like the very first day, she was such she created such a nice attitude between, like, so that to build nice relationship between, because we were like the first Ukrainians in our school. There were no more at those times, there were like no more people there from Ukraine. And she started from what that she made short videos and sent me on Messenger how to write the letter, how to read, yes. And because it was the third class already, people, yeah, like children already know how to read and write. And later she asked like my son, and she has found some Ukrainian like and Polish words which sound similar, but they explain like have got a completely different meaning, like portfolio and divan, portfolio, some different words. And Zahar was my son was like translating into Ukrainian, and they were laughing because divan it's like carpet in Polish. No, wait, divan. Yeah, in Polish it is a carpet, and in Ukrainian it's a sofa. Yes, so and there are a lot of such words. Yes, like ovoce, it's fruit. Yes, and you like got confused when you start thinking about this. And in these terms, like teacher helped us a lot, and my son like was really happy to have that.
Good that you have such supportive on the way.
Yeah.
You mentioned like your first adaptation process in Poland when you came. Usually, when you come with 4 kids, of course, your like primary goal is to organize your household, yeah, like to take care of your kids, to put everybody into kindergarten, into school. Like at first, we don't have time for ourselves when we come to a new country. And how long did it take you to come back to your teaching of English in Poland? And how was it process? Like, what was the process like? Did you try to find any jobs there? Did you try to have some online classes? How did you, like, what was your comeback to English in Poland?
Mm-hmm. There was times like at first I was a little bit burnt out because of a lot of my duties in Ukraine. And my husband told, okay, you have to make such a, like, you have got a possibility to have a short break because you have got this 3 months, like, for, like, you don't need to have a visa. You have got this 3 months first, like, and then we're gonna have this cut up a bit, like, permission for work and live in Poland. And I was working like just a couple of hours from my students from Ukraine who left. Besides, like, I learned how to do it online, and I was working with them, and that was definitely the first year. But at the same time, I sent my CVs to different, schools and organizations, and there's different courses, but nobody wants to take me to work, and I was really disappointed. And I remember myself walking with my child to kindergarten and back. Like, I was walking because I didn't have car at the times. And if you remember, everyone is driving here. It was for me such strange thing. Okay, is it the right time? It's nearly like 7:45, but nobody's walking to kindergarten. What's going on with them? Yeah, and they're driving, and I was walking all the time. And during this long, walks, I was thinking, oh my God, what's wrong with me? Because nobody wants to take me to job. Like, something definitely, maybe my CV is bad. Maybe, I don't know, I didn't mention something. And by this time, I already have got a lot of experience. Yes, I was quite experienced teacher. And even though I was looking for, work with young learners, I wasn't thinking about some higher, like, position for, like, I don't know, like, I also understood that public school was closed for me, like, at those time, because I didn't have this not qualification, but experience working with Polish children, let's call, and I didn't know language. Yes, and I don't know, did you notice this or not? Like, when you were here, like, they translate a lot in Polish school. And this was surprised me because, like, even once I went to the meeting with a headmaster of our school, and he told me, like, okay, like, I can imagine, and they have got, if I'm not mistaken, they have got this possibility to take you if they see that you are a specialist, like, you've got diplomas. You have to nostrificate your diploma anyway if you want to work in a public school. But the headmaster can take you, and you can do this in the process already if you work there. And he told me, okay, if I take you, what will parents told me that their children don't understand, or how you're going to explain weaker students something if you can't, because I said, okay, I know, I will, like, I was really um excited, and I wanted, but it didn't happen. So anyway, yeah, it was experience. I have to cope with this. And yeah, it was tough times, because you understand at some point that you're nobody, maybe, and you have to start your life from zero, from nothing. You have to work. And I also started, working at, as I was learning, I have I was this I got another opportunity, like, to work, because I got this florist job. But even I had this experience, I worked like, also part-time, but I didn't feel that it's mine. It was difficult for me. It was always cold in this flower shop, because should be temperature for flowers. And you have to, it's not always making bouquets or, like, organizing something. It's also working with the ground, working with some heavy things you have to put back and throw to like, a completely different thing from what I used to do. And I understood, no, it was, and like, a chance for me to understand where I would like to move on, in which field. Yes. Yeah. But later it turned out that there was, like, nearly, yeah, for my first year, I was working partly in this flower shop, and online. I had some online classes, but it was like just maybe 4 hours per week, something like little bit. But later I have found a school in which I work. I've been working even till this time, and we have got very nice like international group of teachers who works there. I'm really happy to be a part of the team, and I'm really grateful to my owner, who, like to my boss who took me there, and I learned there. And we were communicating mostly in English there, because like we were teaching English. They work with method Teddy Eddy. I don't know, have you heard it or not? When you were in Poland, it's like Teddy Eddy school. It's like for the main hero of the method is a teddy bear who lives in the box, and like everything is built around him. A lot of speaking practice. I really like this method, and I work with it already for 3 years. And but this work blocked me from learning Polish, because I had to look. I didn't have this. I didn't need it. Yeah. And the only one thing I had, we after each lesson we had to provide a 2-minute talk with parents to describe how was lesson, how the kids were participating. And that's where like my first challenges. Oh my God, how to say, how to explain? I can't do it. And I was writing, I remember in Polish how to say it. But parents also were so kind and nice, and they saw that children are happy with my lessons, and they were supportive a lot, supported me a lot. Yeah. And yeah, this was difficult at the first.
Um, in the beginning about the talk, you mentioned that you are a coach and you have some qualification of a coach. How did it happen that you realized you need something different? Like this is all about teaching, about language, but still coaching is a different, I don't know, like path or career or any kind of different direction. How did you understand and realize that you need something different, that you need kind of new, fresh perspective on your job?
Um, it's something, I have opened it recently. I haven't been working with it in it like a lot in coaching, but it's something that makes me feel calm, and something which helps me to understand how can we help other people, not only in terms of teaching, but also how can we support um, and inspire, and how can we help our learners to see the results, because very often we see that the person like, okay, I do this, I do that, I read, I have got one tutor, I have got another, I go to the courses, but I don't like feel that I can do it. And I say, okay, what is confidence confidence for you? It is saying, I don't know, speaking without any pauses with English speaker or native speaker, or is it buying, making some doing shopping in somewhere? Yeah. So for each person, it is different thing, and coach is like a person who supports you, who is next to you, but you have to do you have to do it yourself. Yes, and we are close to our learners, and we help them to determine to find your point A and your point B. And on our way, we build together with our students this like program, and help them to work on it as well. And I've decided to take this because I felt that I'm on the I achieved what I wanted with young learners, and I always wanted to move to adults, because it's like not only about speaking, not only about colors, animals, and all like the topics which are for kids. And I wanted also to I really like people, and like speaking and sharing our experiences to build some nice relationships between us. And I like this, like children. Okay, it was like the step I already like did, and I wanted something new. And besides, I was really burnt out, and I felt, okay, I don't know what to do. I got lost at some point. I stuck because it was when you don't, I didn't feel like this excitement I had before while I was teaching adults, like teaching kids. Yes, just I stopped and I didn't know what to do next, how to make my job like more like I didn't feel that I give as much to children as I did before. And I had a lot of lessons, and I just come around like the coach, language coach, who proposed like this learning, and I decided to. And the first module of the program was about ourselves, and it helped me a lot because, like, one of the question was, "What are you interested in?" Like, we were talking about ourselves, our niche, our boundaries, about our like about like a life of the teacher itself. Yes, and so that to how can you help your student, one of the things was to think and what are your strong sides and what are your like, strengths and weaknesses. Yes, and I think, okay, what strengths? If you want to give something, you have to be strong in something. And what are you interested in, Iryna? Oh my God, I'm working a lot and I don't like, I like reading, but I don't have time for reading because I'm working. What else? Even, there were moments when I was crying because I was working a lot and I didn't have like a lot of my private life. I'm really thankful for my husband for helping me to to organize like housework, everything, to take care of kids, to cook everything. He did a lot, yes, really. And I was like looking forward, like looking deep inside myself. So what do I really want? There was a point where, like, why are you here? What do you really want to know? Want to do in the future? That was one question. And the second one, like, what are your interests? Who are you? Like, okay, I'm just a teacher and I work a lot. That was the only sentence. Yeah, and this helped me a lot because I was like became much more confident and stronger, and I understand that I'm just not like I, I don't know even how to explain it, like a teacher who but I can be a person who can help another people. And I started like in the program there was you have to like find a person who like your future student, and you make a goal setting session with them, and then you create a program. For example, like what I really like about this coaching that if you have got a student, if the student comes to you who wants to, I don't know, immigrate to Canada, or this person has got I don't know, someone, friends abroad, and she got like to get acquainted with them, or she wants to have a husband, or she goes to work. You don't, you understand that person who wants to learn English at work, like it is needed for their job, and the person who wants to find a husband, they have got completely different interests, and language is completely different for them. They don't need areas. Yes, you understand what I'm talking about. And this coaching is like in this, so you create program for the student, for your student, and in terms of her needs or his needs. Yes, if you need for traveling, so you're talking about transport, you talk about, like, of course grammar is included, of course coaching lessons also include. So it's really really interesting for me. And when it is interesting, you don't get tired easily because you, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of excited. And one more thing, what I've met that of what I've opened during this sessions with my with different people, that I have never got an idea how difficult it might be for some people to learn language. And there are a lot of different reasons which can, like, which would stop them, which block them. And it's somewhere hidden in ourselves. And like during the session, when they give the answers to the questions, they open this and they, like, sometimes even don't believe it. Oh my God, this is what blocked me really, and I didn't pay attention to it. Someone doesn't want to learn English because like learn any other language, because language coach, like, I can work with like any other language, but I create programs for English speakers, yeah, for English learners. So they have got different reasons for it, for like what blocks them. For example, like, I don't want to stay, I don't want to stay in this country, or I don't want to go to this job, but I need to learn it. And that's why I don't learn language, because I don't want this job. Yeah. So this is the reasons are really interesting. And now it takes like a lot of time for me to think. I'm thinking and I'm working on this, like opening something new.
Are you still practicing coaching? Do you have these sessions?
Like, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like now I have got the certificate, the next one. So I want to also to develop in this. Maybe I'm thinking about taking. It's difficult, of course. You know what? In comparing, like, coach is not a teacher. Yes, because like comparing coaching and teaching, like coach is more like a coach for, I don't know, for when you in terms of sport. Yes, it's like a person who helps you, who gives you, who motivates you. But also, like when we are talking about language coaching, is a person who also teaches you as well.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming back to your job as a teacher in Poland, could you please share any ways how a Polish teacher can develop in your country, in Poland? Do you have any opportunities for Polish teachers? Like, where can you participate? Any conferences, workshops, events? How do you develop as a teacher in Poland right now?
Mm. In Ukraine, we have got a lot of these possibilities. You know, I remember before war, yeah, I was diving into this. Okay, even this conference, that conference. I can't say that it is completely different in Poland, or maybe we have got this our like organization, like it is public for teachers, and they provide us with some seminars, but it's up to you. Yes, of course, in terms of qualification, if you work at public school, you have to attend different seminars, webinars, and so on, and you can do it. Some of them completely free, some of them are like paid. But there are also like huge, like this, like IELTS, Poland, no, my God, I always confuse this name, ITEFL.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it is in different countries. You can meet them less, and this was the last I've attended, and different, but it's up to you. Like, you decide. If, like, I am interested in coaching, and I was interested in young learners. Now I would like to focus more on adults, and I would like to, like, but for me, it is, you know what I like, that I can do both in Ukraine and in Poland. Yeah, so and to feel okay. And I sometimes I share with my colleagues and say, look, I took this course in Ukraine. It's like, it's fantastic. I can share with you what I got there. Yeah, so there are such possibilities, but I would say not as many as we had in Ukraine before.
Great. Then a couple of questions about your past. If you had a chance to go back to your past and to see yourself when you were 25 years old, which advice would you give to yourself at that age?
Not to postpone everything, and like I have got this, I don't know, syndrome that I will do it later, but sometimes you may not have time for this. and there will never be the right moment for doing this or that. If you decided, like, I was always thinking that's like the whole life is right, it's in front of you, I will do it later, yes, but the war, the COVID, it's always like all these things like showed us that we have to do it, like not to postpone, but do it when you have decided, and not to wait for a long time, and not to be scared, not to be scared if you will have, if you if you did it wrong, you will have another possibility. You will do it right, but you will know how to do it wrong, so you will not do it wrong anymore. Yes, so this is like, maybe, mm, maybe I would also move to another country earlier, like just to experience, yes, to compare. I was, at my 25, I was really, I was holding tight to my job, like, okay, I will not find another one. I was scared, like, okay, what I will do, but we have to be flexible. And I see how people abroad, how flexible they are. The boss is completely open, like, okay, you want to find another better place, go and do it. I'm really happy that you have been the part of our team for some time. Now you can, it's up to you. Yes, people are looking for better opportunities, and that was like which was necessary for me when I was 25. So, okay, you deserve better place, you can do it, why are you sitting? Yes, go and do it. Yeah, so this is, for me, was maybe important.
Yeah, sounds very okay. And another question about your future. Do you have any specific plans for the future if you want to share them? Where do you see yourself, let's say, in 5, 7 years? What are you doing? Who are you in 5 years?
I was a lot concentrated on my work, on, I know, earning money, and now I see that um, in all this stuff I lost sometimes, like myself, my wishes and desires, and I really wanted to travel. There are so much places beautiful, so many places beautiful around the world, and I haven't seen them. At least a couple of them I would like to go and see. So I would like to, again. Okay, again, it is connected with money, so we can't live without them. But I believe that I would maybe become uh, a person who will find time for traveling. Yes, and spend. I don't want to spend 1 month on Bali, or I don't know, somewhere, but just maybe for a week or two to go somewhere to find another culture. It's so interesting to see how other people live, and they do something that you've never thought that it is possible to do and behave in such a way. Yes, and for us it is this, and for them it is another, like, completely different. So I would like to start traveling in the nearest future, and I hope it will become true.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
We should have our dreams to be fulfilled one day. When you're not teaching, what do you do? Like, do you have any hobbies? I know that you mentioned a couple of times that you don't have much time for reading, you enjoy reading, but still, if you have some free time, what do you do?
Mhm. Yeah, there are a lot of things. One of them is a big distractor. It's like internet and, social networks sites. I won't say that's hobby, but I was like always thinking about developing my Instagram page and work on this. But it's like just only ideas. And the other thing that I'm really into, and I understood thanks to, again, coaching, it really helps me, and I've got like more energy after doing sports. And now I'm into Nordic walking, And some people, like my husband, sometimes laughs at me because he says this like for elderly people. And I say, okay, no matter. Just I feel sometimes so much excited, and feel I like going even without my earphones and without my mobile, without any music, just to walk early in the morning at 6 in the morning. Yes, and I did that, for example, 5 kilometers work or 10 kilometers work, and you come back tired but happy, and this is me time, which I use for myself. And even sometimes I have like worse problems. Okay, then I understand that Nordic walking won't help me, and then I need to do running or jogging and exercising. And it's really, this is the only one thing which helps me to to solve maybe this problem, because you're concentrating, not concentrating, you're like working, and then you like something comes up to your mind. Yeah, so I'm into this, and also got. I remember we were learning this phrase with you when I attended your courses. Yes, Tatiana, when I got told you already that I've got green fingers. Yeah, that I really like planting flowers, and like this is also which something which inspires me. And we can say that I was born in a small village in Ukraine, and I really, I don't have much space here in Poland to plant the something, but I got onions growing in the pots or something. I had like this cherry tomatoes also. This is something which reminds me of Ukraine, of my home place, also, and like something like I'm really happy to see that how it grows everything. Yeah, so sport, gardening a little bit, and what else? Yeah, and reading. Yeah, those are like the most important things.
Okay, thank you so much. Been talking for an hour and I don't know, how much is that? 20 minutes already. Yeah,
Oh
it's
my God.
very nice talk, but the time flew so quickly. Thank you so much for this lovely conversation. It was super interesting to listen to all your stories, to the story of you as a mom, as a person who migrated from one country to another and had to start everything from scratch with many difficulties with the family. Yeah, finding yourself. I'm really happy that you now have a good place and you work. You do what you like and you develop and you have this coaching experience which can give you new horizons, yeah, and continue new students, new I don't know, like ideas in life, new thoughts. Thank you so much for this talk.
Thank you for inviting. I was really happy, and hope somebody will watch it and take some, like, maybe some, it will get some experience, or not experience, but will get inspired and do something like,
Some insight.
and will understand, yes, that everything is doable. It depends on us, what we are doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you next time.